Okay, we're going to continue where we left off with section 11.3 and move on to some exceptions to Mendel's principles. So in this case, we're not going to go with the usual where some alleles are going to be dominant and mask the recessive ones. Now we're going to have different situations where it may be a mix of the two traits or the two alleles. There may be many traits causing the change in the actual phenotype, and then there may be more than one gene controlling the phenotype. The first one we're going to talk about is incomplete dominance. This is when one allele is not completely dominant over the other. The heterozygous phenotype, or the hybrid version, is going to be somewhere in between, or basically a mix of the two homozygous phenotypes. And I'm going to show you an example that has to do with flower color. Homozygous red flower, and I'm going to put the gametes that are possible, so we're going to say, this would be RR. White and white, but you wouldn't be able to see it. So mix it with a white flower. WW. And you would get RW, 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 and RW for all the offspring, which, as you can see in the font I chose, is pink. So that would show up as pink flowers instead of red being dominant or white being dominant. The heterozygous or the hybrid version is going to be pink, which is a mix of red and white. And here is that same example with actual visuals, so you can see what the red and the white flower look like separately, and then when you mix those two, you get the pink flower, and that is incomplete dominance. Now, in codominance, both alleles contribute to the phenotype of the organism. There's an example I'm about to show you a picture with horses. They have an allele for red hair that is codominant for the allele with white hair. And animals with both alleles actually have both red and white hairs. Okay, this color is called roan. And this is a picture here of was showing you a picture. Alright, there we go. This is a picture of the red roan horse. You can see the red and white in its fur, and there's also another version called a blue roan, and again you can see the bluish gray tint and the white in its hair. So it's codominant. You are seeing both color variations. It's not a mixture of the two, as we saw in incomplete dominance. Alright, then we'll have situations known as multiple alleles. This is when a particular trait has more than just two alleles that can be passed on. However, you only inherit two of the alleles that are possible at a time. Some examples are coat color in rabbits, hair color in humans, and then the most common example that you're going to run across is human blood types. Here are some different colors of hair, which I think you're pretty familiar with that. Now, with human blood types, you can have Group A, you can have Group B, you can be AB, or you can be O. Okay, those are the four different types of blood that can be passed on. So the alleles that are actually passed on from your parents or that you inherit are A, B, or O. Okay, and AB ends up, so there are three alleles there. And the combinations determine if you're going to be A, B, AB, or O type blood, and we're going to do some more examples of this at a later time. And then polygenic traits. These are traits that are produced by the interaction of many genes. Some examples of polygenic traits being expressed in humans would be human skin color, height, and then cystic fibrosis as well is controlled by multiple genes. Alright, we are done with the exceptions. We're actually going to practice this more in class. So this was just a general overview to kind of get that general knowledge built up for you. See you next time.